Hello guys, this is James again from the cockpit of the 777 standing on runway 30 at Tenerife North airport, and as you can see out of the cockpit we have a beautiful sky right now, beautiful sunset at Tenerife, and I'm going to take off. We are at maximum, pretty much at maximum takeoff weight. You see I'm carrying 144 tons of fuel, and if I go to my takeoff reference page, gross weight is 345 tons, which is about maximum takeoff weight. So pretty heavy today on this flight from Tenerife North to Madrid. It's a 2-hour flight, but however I want it to be heavy in order to have time to explain more or less what I'm doing. Of course I don't have time to explain everything I'm doing. I'm going to give some key ideas I want to point out. First of all, well, let me show you. I noticed this, messing around with the navigation display. I wanted to show you because I'm kind of like a child with a candy. I'm kind of happy here with how the terrain displays my home island. So I'm from Tenerife. I was born in Tenerife, and as you can see I'm scaling up on the navigation display, and I move to plan, but as you can see here, you can see the island of Tenerife perfectly. This is the island of Tenerife. This over here is La Gomera, which is also very nice island to visit. I haven't been there. Over here is La Palma, and this one is El Hierro. So flying around the Canary Islands with a general aviation aircraft or a turboprop is something I love to do it. Something like a Beechcraft 1900, an ATR 72, and go island hopping. It's very cool. So let's get to the point, shall we? I'm all set up to go on runway 30. The V speeds are set. V1 is 1661. I'm using flaps 20 today. Checks are all set, and we're all ready to go. Let me arm the auto throttle. I disarmed it for the previous video. Let me arm the auto throttle. There it is. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to advance my thrust levers, of course release brakes, advance thrust levers to about 55% N1, then let the engine stabilize for not more than 2 seconds. 1 second is optimal. Click on Takeoff Go Around button, this one over here. Let the engines accelerate to takeoff thrust 102.9 N1. During the takeoff run you want to apply light forward pressure on the yoke until you're about 80 knots or so. You want to apply forward pressure. Reaching V1, you release your hand from the throttle. This is good practice in real life in order to avoid the temptation of slamming the throttles back in the event of a failure of any kind. And then at VR, you start pulling back. It's important that you start moving your yoke, pulling on the yoke at VR. VR is not the speed you are supposed to be in the air. Actually, between VR and liftoff, that's a completely different speed. VR and V liftoff. There's a couple hundred feet going to pass by, and you probably also accelerate. So don't worry about liftoff or not. VR is start pushing back on the control wheel. So you want to rotate at about 2 or 3 degrees per second up to a 15 degrees nose up pitch attitude, and then you want to aim for V2 plus 15 to V2 plus 25, more or less. So when you're very light, days that you're very light on short haul flights, you're probably going to be aiming at something like V2 plus 25, okay, because the aircraft is going to accelerate very fast. And today I'm low, I'm very heavy, so probably I'm going to be aiming at V2 plus 15, which is 187 knots. So if you're flying 190 knots, that's okay. 185 is okay. That's approximately V2 plus 15 knots. And you're going to pitch for speed, keeping that speed until you reach your acceleration height, which is, I'm going to go ahead and set it up for 2,500 feet. Its standard is 1,000 feet. I'm going to set it for 2,500 to have more time. 2,500 feet. And then once I reach 2,500 feet above ground level, actually above airport elevation, I'm going to lower the nose and let the aircraft accelerate, bring the flaps in, and once I'm at clean maneuvering speed, start pushing back again and climbing at that speed. So during climb you don't watch the vertical speed indicator, you don't care about it. What you are focusing on is on your speed. So you climb pitching for speed, okay? So that's enough talking now. Let's go ahead into action. Set my view. So takeoff. 55% on 1. Takeoff go around. See the blue line matching my hardware throttle and my joystick throttle, keeping those in sync, important. 80 knots. I don't know if it's possible to have an automatic call out for 80 knots on this aircraft. Coming up to V1.
V1.
Rotate. Start pushing. So, positive rate, gear up. You see I'm keeping 187 right there. Now so for the first 2,500 feet of my climb, I am only focusing on keeping that speed. From down a bit. Nice view, but let's focus on what we're doing. It's heavy today, very heavy. So 2,500 feet. Now I lower the nose. Don't want to level off completely. So hitting the flaps 20 maneuvering speed, call for flaps 15. We engage the autopilot. Flaps 5. Flaps 1. Up. So you see the MCP automatically sets the target speed at my clean maneuvering speed, which is today it's 261, and I'm still below 10,000 feet. Actually, in the Canary Islands, the restriction the 250 knot restriction is below 15,000. Not 10,000, but still there is. So ATC expects you to be flying below 250 knots, except there's an exception if your aircraft is so heavy. So the altimeter standard. If your aircraft is so heavy that your clean maneuvering speed is greater than 250 knots, then you can fly at that speed. So it's not, there's no problem on flying at 261, which is my clean maneuvering speed today. So my VOR, I want to chase this radial 117, actually it's 2907 inbound Tenerife North VOR. I'm gonna go ahead and hit heading select. See if we can see the runway. It's too many clouds out there. Beautiful today, isn't it? Let's move on to the FO side. Over there, let's see if we can see the El Teide. That's the highest mountain in Spain, 3,800 meters. We can't see it. And my hometown is Santa Cruz de Tenerife, right there. Actually, I live about here where my mouse is. Anyway. So, can't see the airport, it should be around there. Let's get our heads back to the business. So you see we've passed 250 knots. 10,000 feet. Shows the aircraft is cleaning the restriction. I forgot to input the 250 restriction. So what I'm going to do is click flight level change. And lower my speed to 261. Say air traffic controls clears us to flight level 220, whatever. So actually it's nice that I forgot to set my restriction. Normally when you take off you should, on the climb you see here the speed restriction. So what I should have done on the ground is go ahead and input 250 and 150. See? So this is something I should have done on the ground, but I didn't. So the aircraft hit 10,000 feet and started accelerating. What do I do in real life if I notice that? I don't go heads down and try to... What's faster than going to the FMC and hitting that? Actually it's faster for me, it's clicking speed intervene. Okay, we're clicking flight level change, changing from VNAV to flight level change, and going ahead and rolling your speed down to 261. Okay, so it's nice that that happened because it shows that you have to be always commanding your aircraft. I've been a controller on IVAO many times, and sometimes you instruct the pilot to do something and he's going like, oh I don't, yeah I'm sorry, or you more or less giving him a rant for doing something wrong, even though he read it back before you told him to fly a certain standard departure and he flies wherever he wants. Then you ask him, and what happened? And he said, well yeah, I programmed it to the FMC and it didn't fly like it should have. Now, my answer is always the same, but who is in command of your plane? Is it the FMC or is it yourself? They say, yeah, it's engaged LNAV now. So we've passed 1500 feet again, so now we can start accelerating back to our climb speed of 320, or I can click VNAV again, hit VNAV handle it now. select all enough is not engaged yet. So that's my takeoff and climb out of Tenerife North Airport. See, we are on with the sea already. Beautiful sky today. Beautiful clouds. Hope you liked it. Bye.